Before Vital Spark, I was in a really weird place. I had a lot going for me. I had my job. I've been a firefighter EMT for a couple years now, and I started paramedic school. And then while I was in the middle of everything, I started feeling like for the past couple years I haven't been able to lose any weight no matter what I did, and I refused to think that it was part of the job, because a lot of people say that you gain weight, there's stress, lack of sleep, all that stuff. But I'm pretty serious about taking care of myself, mentally, physically, everything, and I just felt like nothing I was doing was working or helping, and I feel so tired all the time. And so when I found Vital Spark, I realized that after talking to my doctors and them saying that weight gain is normal, my stress levels are high, my sleep schedule is off, that it was just a normal thing, and I refused to believe that. And so before Vital Spark, I realized that what I felt was my normal was not normal. And so I was excited to make a change. I was a little worried about the expense that it was going to cost. So that was one thing. And then also just trusting the process, hoping that it's going to work, even though you're not necessarily guaranteed anything. But listening to the women that have talked about Vital Spark and what it's done for them, and then also listening to Vanessa's podcast, it became a no-brainer for me that this was a company that I was trusting to help me figure out how to eat, what I should eat, how to exercise, like that my body needs, and all of those necessary things that I think a lot of us don't know or were never taught. I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to put all the time that I was investing into this, but that hasn't necessarily been the case. So between work and school, I've still had time to do it, and meal prep and grocery shop and figure out all the things. My coach has always been right there with me and helpful in that aspect. And then just giving me instructions. That's my biggest thing, is as long as you can tell me what I need to do, I can figure it out and go from there. Since I started Vital Spark, I have seen a lot of changes, which was a really big thing for me, because for the past 2 years I haven't been able to see anything, no matter how much I worked out, eating differently, anything. And so I guess about a month into it, I started seeing some visual changes in my progress photos, which was huge for me. I felt like nothing I was doing was ever making me look any different, and I could actually see in the photos from when I started versus now. My cellulite has gotten less noticeable, my skin's smoothing out, I feel like I have clearer skin, and so I have seen those visual changes, which are really, really cool. To know that physically my body composition is changing was big, because that was a step that I hadn't been able to see in a while. If you are thinking about doing coaching or Vital Spark, this was the only company that I had found that I was actually really interested in and I felt was trustworthy. I love how everything is a natural process. There's no gimmicks, there's no supplements being thrown at you, even though they will recommend supplements for you. It's nothing that's forced. It's all kind of what you want, your goals, your values, and what you want your body and fitness to be like. But I would say if you're thinking about it, definitely do it. I did it in the middle of a really busy season in my life. There was a lot going on, and I don't regret it at all. I always kept telling myself, if I can do it now in a busy season, then when it's not busy and it's easy, then it's easy and I can figure it out from there. But I will say, if you have the time, money, and are just really determined to make a change, I would 100% do it. I would do this all over again if I'd given the opportunity, and I tell my friends and my family about it. If they ever feel like they want to do something and make a change, I definitely recommend it for sure. If you're thinking about doing coaching, is for me, not ever being really told how to properly work out and what my body is comfortable doing as a woman, female. I've always worked out, but like I said, I'm a firefighter, so it's very easy to work out to a man's standard, which is kind of what I have to do. But on the off days when I get to work out by myself, it's been nice to learn how to properly work out, something that's gentle but also very strengthening. And so I've really enjoyed that. I also have always done well with a coach, no matter what it is, whether I was in sports or training for the fire academy and anything like that, CrossFit as well. In all of that, coaches have always been a big part for me that are super helpful. And just having that person to take your hand and guide you through the things that you don't know, what you don't even know, is super helpful. So that's why I value doing the coaching.